Welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. I'm your host, Wayne. Talk sports, love sports, enjoy sports. Had to redo this video. Had a brief intervention that I had to make. So you make sure that you guys get back in here so we can go ahead and discuss today's sports topic between the New England Patriots versus the Houston Texans on Sunday Night Football. It wasn't looking good for Brady the other night, man. Brady looked... They're going to make all the excuses in the world for Tom Brady. Before this game, they always said that Tom Brady makes all his weapons. They said he does this. They said he does that. They say he does it without Belichick. Belichick tries to get this man some options. Belichick tries to do right by him and scheme the hell out of this game. And what does the media do? They immediately make excuses for this man the very next day. And shit is absolutely ridiculous. I see the notifications got sent out quicker than they did the last game. Last stream. So appreciate everybody who was just in that little brief stream because I had to do something real quick. But let's go ahead and get into the shout outs before we discuss the topic. Freddie A, Charles Montgomery, Rigo, Debo, what's good, bro? Squirt, Warner Barker, ADI Music, Swan Lake Lieber, what's good? T Real, Footballer 503, Mr. Killer KB, Dominic Hampton, Vincent Bryson, Freddie A, Eastside Hero, Arturo Beckett. What's good? DeMarcus, what's good? Yeah, we right back. I told y'all I was coming right back. I just had to handle something real quick. I should have labeled this part 2, but I ain't want to make no real long title, when it came to this video. But just like Andre say, if I ain't miss you, I ain't dish you, man. We're gonna go ahead and get into the sports topic and the media, man. Let's go ahead and talk about this because I know a lot of y'all gonna want to talk about it, and that's what the national media is already doing for Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, and it's making a whole bunch of damn excuses. I told y'all pregame yesterday, before this game even happened, if we were to win the game, I already knew they were gonna make every excuse in the world for Tom Brady not winning this game, and nor should y'all expected them to give the Texans any credit because that's not what the national media does. Because let's be even more real, we haven't proven it, nor are we deserving of such credit. You get the credit from us because we talk about the team. I don't know. I mean, of course, you would probably look for at least one or two people to go ahead and say Shannon, Sharpe, and Max Kellerman probably tried to give the Texans as much credit as they were, but their counterparts on the shore wouldn't allow them to really get into the what the Texans did versus what the Patriots couldn't do with Tom Brady. With Tom Brady at the helm, when you have a healthy Tom Brady, they can win games at all times. That wasn't the case for him last night. Bill O'Brien finally decided to find his nuts. He didn't leave him at home. He must have got a blowjob like I suggested he needed before the game because the man showed his ass last night. Can't say more about it. And in this stream, we're going to be strictly dedicated to what we did as the Houston Texans versus the New England Patriots. And DeMarcus, I'm not sure just yet. The man got to finish out the rest of the games. If he can look the way that he did last night, and if he can go into the playoffs, because you got to think this man missed games. He missed like 5-6 games. So he's played well the last 3 games that he's been able to play. But as it stands right now, I mean, I'm reserving my judgment until he shows otherwise. So that's my answer to that question. It's lagging. We should be good to go now. We reconnected. We should be good to go. Y'all let me know how it's looking right now before we go ahead and get into any other points. YouTube can't hide on this fire. Yeah, we good. We should be good. I just had to switch my connection real quick. As y'all get in, y'all just go ahead and y'all let me know if everything is good on y'all end so that we can continue to stream. All right, we good? All right, cool. Cool. All right, yeah, as I was stating, man, the defense, what Romeo Crennel was able to do, they were doing a lot of blitzing. Jake Martin was a surprise last night. The way he was bending off the edge, he showed a lot of speed. He showed a lot of explosiveness, something that we really need. And if for some reason that they do decide to bring back J.J. Watt, while he's on the IR, we're going to see if him, Whitney Merciless, DJ Reader, and JJ Watt can bring something to the table by the time we get to the playoffs. I'm as I said last night before the pregame stream, I'm not really on board with the JJ Watt coming back, but if he comes back, he's gonna have to make a hell of an impact. If not, him coming back was in vain. And I got you, Clayton. I'm gonna definitely check you out. Yeah, everything's all good now. Okay, all right. Yeah, his dip was very Von-esque. He did look like Von Miller last night. And for anybody that's on Twitter, y'all make sure y'all share this on Twitter to allow some more people to go ahead and get in live stream. I guess with the connection being booted out, everybody's not back in here, and I'm sure they're gradually gonna come back in. But Romeo Cornell had his way last night with Tom Brady. They played about as physical a football game as they have all season. Our running game for the offense wasn't really up to par the way that it should have, but Duke Johnson did break off a few good runs, and we did convert a few first downs, to extend a lot of drives. And you see the way that Deshaun acted last night. He was a fucking animal. That's exactly what we needed, and that's exactly what we needed, bro. We needed that type of game from Deshaun Watson on prime time to show the nation that Ravens game was a fluke. So the Ravens are still they're still the best team in the AFC as it stands right now. And for some reason, if we see them again, hopefully that game is at night, because we definitely gonna need to redeem ourselves from that football game. Spitz, what's good, bro? And like I said, I got you, Clayton. Yeah, Jacob Martin. I don't know what he was on. I don't know what he was smoking, but that dude was moving fast as hell, man. And we need a running back. Yeah, I do think we need another running back. I think we need a more explosive running back. But I'm still on board with keeping Carlos Hyde in this running back tandem. I think if you keep him along with what you have in Duke Johnson already, and if you get a more explosive back, a guy who can make more sound decisions and can move the chains at a much higher rate, I think that only benefits the team. And you can never have too many weapons. And you'll have, it may hurt some fantasy football stats, but that's about it. As far as getting wins and the fact that you give Deshaun Watson everything he needs to win football games is always going to be a plus. Do you think Miller will be brought back? Nah, I don't. I think he's gone. I think he's gone. 290 Sharpe, what's good? For me, Bill O'Brien, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into the way that he coached this football game last night, bro. Offensively, he was calling some shit that I didn't see. I like that little inverted wishbone that they brought back. That was a great play. Kenny Stills, he showed up last night. I told you this dude is the fucking Patriots killer. I don't know what it is about Kenny Stills, but it's something about that defense. They have not found a way to truly defend him, regardless of what kind of adjustments they've made on defense. So he was a sight to see last night. I don't give a damn when nobody said Will Fuller caught that touchdown last night. I know they overturned it, but Deshaun Watson seen something in the defense, in the secondary, called the exact same play, matched up, got the matchup he wanted, and sure enough, he put the ball in the end zone on a great deep ball throw to Kenny Stills. DeAndre Hopkins, he stepped up when we needed him. And what more can you ask about him going week in, week out against the best corners in the game? This man was converting third downs. I wish he would have ended up getting the score, but he did get a score with the pass down, with the forward pass that he tossed to Deshaun Watson on that goal line situation, and that was a play that we've never seen. We need to see more like it, because the trend has to get away from this traditional quarterback role, and we have to start seeing what these young quarterbacks can do with the athleticism that they have at their hands. They have it, you might as well use it. There's no point in not giving your quarterbacks and the rest of the guys that you have assembled on your football team the chance to make those type of plays when the defense is at risk and they don't know how to defend it. If anything, play calling should be more elaborate than it's ever been, because of the guys that you have coming out of drafts and the type of athleticism that they have at the NFL level. So 290 Sean. I seen somebody saying something about some pass rushers. That's going to be a heavy emphasis that we're going to need come time when the draft and the free agency gets here. It was a conversation I was having with Jay Dizzle a lot early on in the day, and one of the things that we heavily going to have to emphasize on is a rushing D tackle. We're definitely going to have to get left ends, right ends, and we're definitely going to need some more outside linebackers who can rush. Depending on the scheme and which way we decide to go with the personnel next season, we're going to need all the rushers we can, because it looks like if we do end up keeping Bradley Roby along with a lot of these young guys that we have in Vernon Hargraves, Conley, you're going to still have to get one more corner if they decide not to extend J-Jo, or J-Jo ends up making this his last year. He's still in pretty good shape, so I don't see him walking away from the game. I don't see him walking away from the game right now, but who knows what is going to be in this man's plans depending on how far we go into the playoffs. So a C, you giving Tunsil a C? I can see that because the man has got a lot of penalties. He was letting them sacks last night. It was just, I'm gonna grade him higher than that. I'm gonna end up saying it's a B+ because he's been better than anybody we've had since Dwayne Brown was the left tackle. That's just how I feel. He's given this line exactly what they need. He's given Deshaun Watson the time that he's need to be able to deliver throws down the football field, because last year the deep throws really weren't there, and the major reason why that was because the damn line couldn't really protect him. Aurelius was good. For the season, yeah, I don't think I can really agree with a C, but I can understand anybody's reasoning as to why they would grade him a C. He has had some games where he's costed us a lot of yards. Pre-snap penalties have been racking up a lot, and it's still part of the discipline, but that comes from the top down. So that's something that they're going to have to coach up, and they're going to have to get that right soon before we get into the playoffs, because we can't have that by the time it's time to get to the playoffs. You're going to have to do everything you can to make sure that you are prolonging drives against the better teams in the playoffs, because we'll get our ass eaten alive if we don't have it otherwise. I love how DeAndre, like he had his legs all over that motherfucker. I would have been pissed too, because like, bro, why are you hovering over me like that? You not already made the tackle, like you know what it is. Get up off me. I'm not sure. I don't take it as like, he was doing it on purpose or anything like that. But like, what man wants another man hovered over him like that? It's just disrespectful. And yeah, Kiki, bro, I already predicted Kiki's gonna be gone before Duke Ejiofor. Neither one of them players are gonna make any impact, and they won't be on the squad come next year. I already said that Deontay Foreman was gonna be gone. Guess what? He was. I see no reason why they end up keeping a guy like Kiki, because he's made too many mistakes. He's been injury prone. He's been held out of games, and he's made no serious impact when he has been in games. And it just goes to show, when it comes to third, fourth rounds, you can't really take what the coaching staff of this football team. You have to question, what are they looking at? Because even though I like Kiki, I love his talent. I like what he does with his hands, but at the end of the day, they don't believe in this man to make any plays, and that's why he's been held out of football games, and the man has been healthy. David Cruz was good. Would you say I don't know. The best thing for them to do would be trade him. I see no reason why they would just outright cut him. Cut him for what? OG 77013 was good. What do you think? I already brought that up, and if at the end of the day, if he's healthy and he can play, he can make an impact, it serves a purpose. But if he makes no impact, and if he can't beat the J.J. Watt of old, what's the point of bringing him back? He's just an extra body at this point. If anybody goes down, that would be the only benefit of having J.J. Watt on the field. As it stands right now, the man's going to be out of football shape. I don't care what he's doing in the gym. He's not on the phone. He's not on the field getting reps. So how is it a benefit to the Texans? And that would be the only thing I have to say about that situation. But Kiki, he's going to be gone. I don't even think they're going to pick Merciless contract up when it's all said and done, because If you keep Merciless, he's gonna be just serving as an extra body until they find somebody in the middle for him to really eat. Because one of the things that I was talking about earlier with Jay Dizzle is that while DJ Reader is performing very well, he's not the space eater that Vince Wilfork once was. When we had him here on the Texans, the linebackers were able to play on a totally different level. The pass rush was able to get to the quarterback, and they were just dialing up a whole lot of things because they don't really have the pass rush they know they're supposed to have with this football team. I liked a lot of the things I seen when they were blitzing Roby, when they were bringing pressure from all over, and the back end was doing a phenomenal job of making sure that they took the options away and getting a lot of cover sacks on Tom Brady. Mal Miles, what's good? But, the national media, they doing everything they can to spin this and say that, Tom Brady needs options. Tom Brady needs Antonio Brown. Tom Brady needs this guy. Tom Brady needs that guy. He didn't need him when he was winning the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. He didn't need him last year when he had Gronkowski, Edelman, and was just enough last year. So why is it not enough now? That's what really kills me. Jaja Era, what's good? All the dialogue, what's good? And the refs did them dirty. Yeah, they did. They did them dirty because since when does it take a third step when you're in the end zone or in any situation when you're on the sideline to be called that for a touchdown? And you don't got to worry about it, Antonio. You in here now. I know YouTube be homing people. That's why I try to always go on my social networks, and that's why I always let people know to go ahead and share these messages for the live streams and things like that, because I know a lot of people don't get the notifications. So I appreciate you coming through. I've only been going on for about 18 minutes. I'm probably going to end up going for like another 6 minutes or so, while we got the time, because I'm going to try to shorten these live streams up, so we can end up having a little bit more active engagement, while we stream. But, you see these guys like Skip Bayless, you see you see Stephen A. Smith, you see a whole bunch of guys in the media. The only people who were really caping, who were really going hard that I ended up seeing, Dan Orlovsky, he was going hard for the Texans. Shannon and Max Kellerman were going hard for the Texans, but everybody else, man, Skip Bayless was talking all that shit. I'm the biggest Deshaun Watson fan, bro. If you were the biggest Deshaun Watson fan, how come all you could talk about was Tom Brady and what he didn't have? Good Morning Football, of course, Nate Burleson. He always put on for the H. Y'all make sure that y'all share this video and tag Nate Burleson in, because that man deserves a major shout out. He always goes hard for the Texans, and we need all the support we can in the national media. But what we do here at Sauce Sports and what we do at Sauce Nation, bro, y'all can always bet on us to go ahead and give you what we really need. To hell with what we want. What we need outweighs what we want. And what we need is a physical football team who can go out week in, week out, and make sure that they are being competitive with every single football team in this football league. That's what we need. We need that more than anything. Troy Pryor, what's good? Yeah, it was a hell of a game. It was from the beginning to the end. At first, it wasn't looking too good. And then they got into a rhythm. They got that. Bradley Roby ended up making the key interception. He should have took it to the house. I don't care. He should have took that to the house. I don't know why he couldn't get it. I don't know why he couldn't get there. I'm not sure if Tom Brady, when he hand swiped him, if that was enough to stop his momentum from getting into the end zone. But he should have housed that. Shout out to Zach Cunningham, Bernard McKinney. Jonathan Joseph probably had the best game he's had in a long time against the New England Patriots. But to be honest, he's played fairly well throughout the years against the Patriots when his number has been called. He hasn't really been the one who gives up a lot of plays. And years prior, it was always the secondary. It was some safety. It was always somebody else that was always out of place that just didn't come up and make the plays when needed. Jay Walker, 65 iffy. What's good, bro? Jared Jackson, what's good? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, and as you like to say, I know a lot of people, including myself, had us losing this football game, and for good reason. We haven't beat this team in 10 years. It took us 10 years with a legitimate quarterback. We had to play at home on prime time with a legitimate quarterback for us to win, and the defense finally didn't let this game get out of hand. This game easily could have been out of hand had they not made any adjustments early, and it's about time they start taking away the best options on the opposing team's football team. It makes no sense that now all of a sudden, because Romeo Crennel has probably the best defensive game he's had all season against Tom Brady, now he's deemed a good defensive coordinator. I'm seeing a lot of guys, and I'm seeing a lot of fans get out of character, and they saying a whole bunch of things, and they smoking the crack pipe. They're at the Enterprise at the Carter right now, getting ready to smoke crack, when they're not taking into consideration that this team does not do this week in, week out. So while I do revel in the win, while I love the win more than any other Houston Texans fan, we got to hold our reserve, and we got to finish out the rest of the season, because there's no reason that the Houston Texans shouldn't finish 12-4. You got the Broncos next at home. You go to Tampa. That's a game we should win. The last time we played in Tampa, I believe we beat them 41-7. And Jameis Winston is a interception waiting to happen. He gonna fumble the ball. He has sloppy technique. While he can throw for 300-400 yards in a game, he can do that no problem. But I don't believe that we're going to leave a situation like leaving Mike Evans to destroy us in that game, because if they can't get the ball to Goodwin and Evans, which happen to be a good duo, and I do agree, but Jameis Winston has not proved anything to be elite at the NFL level. And I was in a couple of comment sections earlier, and everybody sit here trying to say, oh, we need to do this, and oh, you need to stop talking like that. Don't be cocky, because it makes Texans fans look at, man, bro, I got my own opinion. I don't need nobody's permission to be myself, and I'm going to tell it how it is. When I say we're going to blow somebody out, more than likely we're going to blow their ass out. When I temper expectations and I pull back and I say it could be a close game and they end up following the game plan, but I still had them losing, guess what? We won those games. So I do what I need to do, and a lot of other people, y'all can do what y'all want to do. I can't not be the fan who I am, because if I wasn't who I am, y'all wouldn't tune in. So I got to be tough on this team, because are they tough enough on themselves to close out games that matter? That's one thing that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put out there. And Tampa is definitely like a 5-7 team as it stands right now. Who knows what they're going to end up being, when it's all said and done. Trill, what's good, bro? I'm not sure how long ago if you had got the message that I left you on IG about coming to the stream or whatever. But shit, you made it, because I'm going to probably do this video for probably a few more minutes, and then I'm going to bring it to a close. But this was a great win by Houston Texans. Great adjustments by Bill O'Brien and Romeo Crennel. They did everything they had to do. Getting everybody in the secondary definitely helped us out in this football game, because I believe if Garyon Conley would have been in this game, it would have changed the momentum in a totally different fashion. A lot of the teams that we have upcoming in the next few weeks, I don't really see them as a threat. Fuck the Tennessee Titans. We're going to smash them. When it's time to say it, we're gonna win in Tennessee, and we're going to definitely smash them when it's time for them to come to the H to close this season out. The only real threat that I can see us really going up against is the Broncos. If we were to lose a game, fuck Ryan Tannehill. We already have his number. We used to destroy him when he was in Miami. He got one win against us. It was a blowout, but he ain't going to be able to do that again. And we're going to take care of Derrick Henry when that time comes. And we definitely going to be favored in these games. And us being favored, we should definitely win all of these matchups. We're going to have, 2 games away, 2 games at home. And these are going to be must-win games. There's no reason we should be 10-6, even though me, Honcho, and a few others on the round table specifically said right before the Saints game that we would end up being 10-6. It's looking like they're going to end up being better than that. So for that, I can probably eat an early crow, but I'm not going to do that until the Texans' regular season is over and we end up getting to the playoffs. Because what they do right now does not really matter until they get to the playoffs. Will the Houston Texans be the team that they are right now because we have the secondary that can help out the front end? Or will we suffer more injuries? This team shows its holes in its coaching ability when they don't have the right personnel. Because if you have to have personnel in order to coach, then that means you're not that good at what you do, and you definitely don't know how to find talent. That's pretty much my thoughts as far as this game goes. Make sure you guys share this on any of your social platforms. I'm almost at 800 subs. If you're not subbed to the channel, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell icon for all notifications. YouTube doesn't always send them out, but I appreciate when you check the videos once it uploads. And, you know, hopefully we can go ahead and give you some more info throughout the rest of the week. I should end up doing my, I might end up coming right back and do my season preview against the Broncos today, since I'm in the mood to really get to knock these streams up. If I don't do it today, I'll definitely do it tomorrow if I have the time. But welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. Welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. I'm your host, Wink. Talk sports, love sports, enjoy sports. Y'all have a great night.